Hey everyone, Mike Burke here with InsideRealEstatePhotography.com, and in this video I'm going to go over how I keep track of and manage my finances as someone who is self-employed, and also how much money I earned in 2021 as a real estate photographer. So I know the topic of managing your finances is not the most exciting thing, but this may well be one of the most important videos I put out on this channel. Keeping your books organized throughout the year is going to make your life so much easier, and you're going to be so glad you did it, especially when it comes time to file your taxes. I personally use Quickbooks Self-Employed, which has become indispensable to me and might be the best $15 a month that I spend as a business owner. In this video, I'm going to take you on a tour of Quickbooks Self-Employed and also talk about what I've learned about managing my finances for my business over the years. Later in this video, I'm also going to go over how much I earned as a real estate photographer in 2021 now that the year has come to an end. I realize this has sort of become a cliche thing that other YouTubers do nowadays, but I think it's pertinent information to this channel and its content. Why am I sharing this information? No, I assure you, I'm not trying to show off. There are real estate photographers out there making much more than I do, but I still think it's a good idea for several reasons. Firstly, I want to be as transparent and real with all of you as much as possible. Secondly, I know a lot of people that watch my videos may be just getting started in real estate photography and may be wondering what the earning potential of this particular field may be and whether or not it's a worthwhile endeavor. I hope to show that it is. And lastly, to you, I'm just a random person on the internet who's trying to convey valuable information, so I hope to show that I am a credible source. I simply hope that people find the information motivating. As I've stated before, one of my main goals on this channel is to share the experience that I've gained over the years to hopefully help and inspire others, and I think this falls under that umbrella. So now let's go over some of the features of Quickbooks Self-Employed and why it's so helpful for small business owners like us. By the way, if you're interested in signing up for Quickbooks Self-Employed, you'll find a link down in the description below. When you sign up for Quickbooks Self-Employed, you get access to their website and also their mobile app. The mobile app is great because it allows you to add income and expenses while you're out on the go, but the best part about it is that it will auto-track your mileage for you while you drive to your appointments. All you have to do is periodically go in and mark each trip as either business or personal by swiping either left or right respectively. I used to track my miles manually when I first started doing this, so I can tell you this is such a time saver. QuickBooks in general is such a time saver, which is why it's so valuable to me. There's nothing I have so little of or cherish more than my precious time, so anything that saves me a considerable amount of time is worth its weight in gold. Miles are also a valuable tax deduction, so it gives me peace of mind to know that QuickBooks is keeping track automatically, so I don't miss logging any trips, which would probably happen if I was doing it manually. Just to give you an idea, in 2021 I drove 15,447 miles for business, which amounted to a possible $6,647 deduction. As I said, miles are valuable, so you want to keep careful track, and QuickBooks makes it easy. There's a similar automated feature in QuickBooks for your income and expenses as well. You have the option of linking your bank account to QuickBooks, which will automatically import your deposits and purchases, which will enable you to mark them as either business income or expenses. For some reason, I've been hesitant to enable this feature and just handle inputting my income and expenses manually. I find it doesn't take me that much time, and I want to be super precise in this department and make sure everything is correct. I'm sure it works pretty good though, and maybe I'll give it a try. One of the greatest things about QuickBooks Self-Employed is when it comes to your taxes. As you go throughout the year inputting income and expenses, you will see up in the right-hand corner the amount that QuickBooks estimates you will owe for federal taxes for that particular quarter. At the end of each quarter, I log on to the IRS website and do what's called a 1040 ES, or estimated tax payment, in the amount that QuickBooks says I owe. I highly recommend setting aside money as you get paid so you can pay your taxes quarterly. It will save you so much stress and anxiety in comparison to finding out how much you owe at the end of the year and then trying to come up with that money last minute because you didn't set any aside. You definitely don't want to be in that situation. Just to give you an idea, I paid $21,467 in federal estimated taxes over the course of 2021. You definitely wouldn't want to find out that you owe the government that much money at the end of the year. I find QuickBooks is usually on the conservative side with their estimates, and I usually get a decent tax return when I file. Never have I owed any money since I started using QuickBooks. I'd much rather overpay and get a return rather than owe the government a bunch of money at the end of the year. When it comes to your state taxes, QuickBooks does not estimate that for you, probably because it's different for every state. However, you can go to your state's website and pay your estimated taxes quarterly just like you would your federal taxes. At least here in New Jersey you can. I assume the same goes for every other state as well. If you use an accountant, they should be able to tell you an estimated amount that you should pay every quarter for your state taxes. I've been paying $500 a quarter for the past couple years. I may end up owing a little bit more than that when I file, but it probably won't be much more. The last thing I want to mention in regard to taxes is that QuickBooks seamlessly integrates with TurboTax since they're owned by the same parent company. I would definitely highly recommend that you use an accountant in case you ever get audited or anything like that. But if you do want to file your taxes yourself, that option is there, and this makes it easy since TurboTax will automatically import all your information from QuickBooks. Now I'll quickly go over my method for setting aside money to pay my taxes throughout the year. It's worked well for me, so you might find it helpful as well. Basically all I do is when I get paid for a job, I deposit that into my business account. I then take 70% of that amount and transfer it into my personal account, and that's my money to keep, and the other 30% remains in my business account. I do this for every single deposit that I make, so that way at the end of each quarter I have a decent amount of money accumulated in my business account, and I use that money to pay my estimated taxes for that quarter. 30% is more than enough for me for this, and there's money left over, and I take that money that's left over and I contribute it toward my Roth IRA retirement account. I also highly recommend starting a retirement account as early as you can, by the way. I waited way too long to do this, and now I'm trying to play catch up, so don't make the same mistake that I made. Another component of QuickBooks that you may find helpful that I'll mention quickly is their invoicing feature. You can invoice your clients directly from QuickBooks, and the advantage of doing it this way is that as your clients pay their invoices, QuickBooks will automatically log that as business income, saving you a little bit of time there. Of course, there are some additional payment processing fees associated with this feature, but it's no different than the fees associated with other payment processing services such as PayPal or Stripe. I personally don't use this invoicing feature because I have my clients pay through my photo delivery service that I use. The final thing I'll mention about QuickBooks is the reports section. This is an important section, especially for your accountant if you're using one. Here you can download your tax summary report, which contains all the relevant information that your accountant will need to file your taxes for the year. Also other reports like your mileage report, a profit and loss report, all your receipts for the year, etc. All important financial reports that you may need for one reason or another. Okay, so now I'll get into my personal earnings for 2021. Again, I want to make it perfectly clear that I'm sharing this information to be helpful, and it's in no way me trying to boast. There's people that make more than me in this field, and there's people that make less. If you make more than me, then I hope you feel good about that, and I hope you have more and more success. If you make less than me, then I hope you find this information motivational and inspirational at the start of this new year. I know I personally find it motivating watching other people's videos like this on YouTube, so that's where my heart is at. It gets me fired up, and I hope it fires you up as well. I'm rooting for all of you out there to be successful. I think that sharing information is an important part of building each other up as a community. The better we all do individually, the better the community will do as a whole. My focus is more on camaraderie than competition with one another. Okay, so I'm sure you've had enough of me blabbing, so I will get straight into it. My total earnings for 2021 were $131,840. The vast majority of that income was generated by my real estate photography business, but obviously some of that was from this YouTube channel, but I'll get more into that in a minute. Okay, so my expenses for 2021 were $47,023. About half of that is what I paid in estimated taxes for the year for federal and state, which totaled $23,720. Most likely I'll get some of that back in a tax return. The remainder of that spending, that other $23,000, was just other business spending on equipment or whatever, such as this brand new MacBook Pro that I bought, the Mavic 3 that I bought, that's $8 grand right there. So yeah, just other expenses that I bought, that's where that other $23,000 went. So the amount I ended up with in my pocket after paying taxes and expenses was $84,816. So how much of my income came from this YouTube channel? I'll get into that now. The biggest areas of income for me on YouTube are the ad revenue and the Amazon affiliate payments, so I'll show you those now. My YouTube ad revenue for 2021 totaled $13,961, so basically a little over $1,000 a month on average. Amazon affiliate payments totaled $9,870 for the year. There's a couple other small earnings having to do with YouTube, but those are by far the most significant. So looking at the big picture, my photography business brought in over 6 figures, and the YouTube was a nice little bonus income on top of that. Alright guys, I hope you found the information in this video helpful and hopefully motivating as well. How did you make out in 2021? What are your goals for 2022? Please let me know down in the comments below. So that's about it for this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really appreciate your support. Again, if you want to get QuickBooks Self-Employed, you'll find a link down in the description below. I wish you all nothing but success, good health, and happiness in the new year. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you again soon on the next one.